Welcome. This is a mini tutorial on Svarga Dvijasana, Bird of Paradise pose. So we have three main steps to build a really strong Bird of Paradise. And the first step is finding a strong foundation. So I'll invite you along with me to stand up. What builds a strong foundation in standing balancing poses has a lot to do with what you're standing on the floor with, your feet. So we'll start there. Place your feet hip-width distance apart and look down at both feet. Lift all 10 toes and spread your toes wide. Then lower all 10 toes back down, feeling your toes on the floor, not scrunching up your toes, but lightly pressing down. And feel how this spreading, this awareness, this light pressing down through your toes can really activate and lift the arches of your feet and create this lift and buoyancy through your feet. Another part of the foundation that's really important is this kind of lengthening from top to bottom. So pressing down through both feet, also lengthen up through the crown of your head. And this just really sets up a strong foundation and muscular activation from the floor all the way up through the crown of the head. Once you shift your weight to one foot, then there's some other actions that really need to be in place to have this strong foundation, to find that strong foundation. So let's start by shifting the weight to the right foot. And then bend your left knee and just come to the ball of your left foot for now. So still, same actions in the right foot on the floor, same lengthening, pressing down and stretching up. Then the third component, to make sure that once you lift one foot off the floor, the other side, the supporting leg side, stays really strong, we have to activate the hip stabilizing muscles. In order to do that, you're going to think of hugging in through your outer right hip and lifting up slightly. You should feel a strong muscular activation, kind of binding and holding everything together. And what I'm feeling really strongly, and hope that you are too, is a strong column of strength all the way up and down the right side of the body. This allows you then the ability to hold on to that strength as you lift the left leg up. So I invite you to lift your left leg up, bring your left thigh parallel to the floor. Just really finding that balancing point. Then take your left arm inside your inner left thigh. You can lean forward slightly, lean and clasp your left big toe, and lift your torso upright. So here's the point at which we will be moving toward a shape that's kind of similar to Bird of Paradise. So Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, place your right hand on your right hip, stretch your left leg forward just as much as you can right now. Keep the balancing point, especially keep on hugging in through your outer right hip as you draw your left arm and left leg off to your left. And keep this column of strength, the foundation, as you bring your left leg, left arm back forward. Bend your left knee and slowly lower your left foot down and stand tall. Okay, moving on to the second side. Again, find your left foot on the floor, spread your toes, lift the arches of your foot. Lengthen by pressing down and stretching up through the crown of your head. Bend your right knee this time. And now that you have that column of strength on the one side, we want to get the hip stabilizing muscles activated. Hug in toward your midline and lift up. Keep the column of strength on the left side of your body as you lift your right leg up, floating your right thigh up until it's parallel to the floor. Bring your right arm inside your right thigh. Lean forward slightly, and then reach and clasp your right big toe. Bring your torso upright again. Again, finding the balance. Place your left hand on your left hip. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Stretch your right leg forward just as much as you can from there. And then keep on hugging in, lifting up through your outer left hip as you draw your right arm and right leg off to your right. Keep on feeling that column of strength. And then bring your right arm and right leg back forward. Bend your right knee and lower your right foot all the way down. Okay, so finding the foundation. This is a very key component of Bird of Paradise. Our second step is now to build on that by building from the ground up. This is kind of training the transition that we'll need in order to stand up into bird of paradise. So I invite you to come into a standing forward bend. And take your fingers on your right hand, lift your toes on your right foot so you can clasp your right big toe, and then you'll just lower it back down. Bend both knees, float your left hand up to your left hip. Shift your weight to your left foot. Spread your toes on your left foot. Lift the arches of your foot. Now, in order to build from the ground up, we'll have to stand up from this position. So press down firmly into the floor with your left foot and lift the rest up. So lifting your right leg along with you. Okay. Now I want to find that foundation again that we just trained. Column of strength on the left side of your body. This should look familiar, feel familiar. And it's the same from here. Stretch your right arm, right leg forward as much as you can. And then draw your right arm and right leg off to the side. Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana. Keep on hugging in and lifting up through your outer left hip. And then draw your right arm and right leg back forward. Bend your right knee. And as you come down out of it, bend your left knee, look down, and float your right foot all the way back down to the floor. And we'll switch sides. So bring your right hand to your right hip, reach your left hand down, lift your toes so you can clasp your left big toe. Shift your weight to your right foot, feeling your foot on the floor, lifting the arches of your foot, and then press down into the floor really strongly with your right foot to lift all the way up, stand up. Then, find the column of strength on the right side of your body, especially hugging in and lifting up through your outer right hip muscles. Then, stretch your left leg forward. And bring your left arm and left leg off to your left. And keep on hugging in, lifting up through your outer right hip. And then draw your left arm and left leg back forward. Bend your left knee, look down, and slowly guide your left foot all the way down to the floor. And finally, place both hands on your hips, lengthen through your spine, stand all the way up. Okay, so we found our foundation. We built from the ground up. The last piece of building a bird of paradise is finding your bind. And this is the arm bind that is a part of this pose. What I'm going to show you is how to do this with a strap. And I'll also show you from the back side of my body because it's clearer to see how you approach that bind that way. So turn and face the long edge of your mat. Take a wide stance. Turn your right toes out about 90 degrees and bend your right knee. Okay, so coming into the right side into a warrior two shape. And you'll fold forward. If you haven't grabbed this already, grab your strap. You're gonna bring it into your left hand and then come back up. The reason that you have the strap in the back hand is that it's hard sometimes to get the hands together. So this gives you a little bit more arm length with the strap. You'll dip your torso inside your right thigh. Loop your right arm underneath. Then bend your right elbow to bring the back of your right hand to your outer right hip. Then you'll either bring your left hand to your right hand or dangle the strap down in order for it to find your right hand. Clasp, crawl your hands together, lean your upper chest back, turn from right shoulder to left shoulder, turn open. The last piece here is to take this into bird of paradise. So keep the bind and look down toward your right foot. Hop your left foot up to your right and turn all 10 toes to face the short edge of your mat. And then, just like when we clasp the big toe to come up into Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana, you'll lift your right heel, press down through your left foot, build from the ground up, standing up. Find a column of strength on the left side of your body, and then you'll just straighten your right leg as much as you can from there. And come out of it, then you'll bend your right knee, slowly guide it back down. You can either release here, or you can step it back again into a bound side angle pose and come back up. All right, so I'm just gonna have you switch sides. Okay? I'm gonna do a little hop switch. You choose how you'd like to do it. So coming up into left leg forward in warrior two. This time you'll bring your strap to your right hand. Same process. Dip your torso inside your left thigh. Bring your left arm underneath your side, bend your elbow, bring the back of your hand to your outer left hip. And either bring your right hand down to your left hand, or dangle the strap and bring your hands, both hands to your strap, calling them closer together. Then, look down toward your left foot. Hop your right foot up to your left, pointing all 10 toes toward the short edge of your mat. Lift your left heel, shift your weight to your right foot, pressing down, build from the ground up. Standing up. And then find a calm of strength on the right side of your body, and you'll start to straighten your left leg just as much as you can. Don't force it. And you'll slowly bend your left knee and guide your left foot all the way back down. And again, either release here, or you're gonna hop your right foot back again, coming into bound side angle pose. You'll come up and out any way that you would like, okay? And these are your 3 steps for finding a really strong bird of paradise pose. Thanks for joining me for practice.